Alice, I really need to speak to you. Like, right now.
Hey Mom, I'm at work at the minute. Can this wait?
No, it can't wait. I need to speak to you right now, so you need to make some time so that we can talk.
Look, give me 5 minutes and I might be able to talk for a little bit.
Well, hurry. It's important.
Okay, I managed to take my break early so I can talk for about 30 minutes. What's so important that it couldn't wait?
You know your sister?
Yes, I do know Charlie. Funnily enough, I've known my sister for all of my life.
This isn't the time for you to be funny.
Geez, okay, what's wrong?
Well, you know that Charlie and George have been going through a bit of a rough patch?
I wouldn't call Charlie cheating on her husband for ages a bit of a rough patch.
That's not important. Anyway, they've split up.
Well, I think I could have guessed that. I just feel sad for Daisy. It can't be easy for that little girl to be dealing with all of this whilst her parents go through a divorce. Not to mention that Charlie is making George fight to even be allowed to see her. I mean, he's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's the one who cheated on him, and yet he's the one who has to fight for the right to see his daughter with the courts? It's ridiculous.
Your sister is divorcing this man, and yet you're rooting for him? You should be supporting your sister and backing her up, not George. Where's your family loyalty?
Where's Charlie's? She had a family with George, and they had a little girl to take care of. And yet she decided to go off and cheat with her coworker? That's not okay. Did she not think of her daughter and how her actions would affect other people? I mean, not only was her family affected, but our entire family and George's was too. Charlie has single-handedly ruined many people's lives, and she's working her utmost hardest to destroy her own daughters as well.
How can you say that? Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into you.
You have to admit that Charlie is one of the most selfish people you have ever met. She doesn't care about anyone but herself, and she will do whatever she wants to do, no matter how it might affect others.
She's a strong-minded woman. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I need you to take Daisy for a while.
Huh? What do you mean?
Charlie's daughter, your niece, I need you to take care of her.
But why?
Well, just like you say, Charlie and George are going through a pretty rough divorce. At the minute, Charlie has full custody of Daisy and she wants to keep it that way. But she really needs a break, so she's going to go on a mini vacation and she needs you to watch her daughter for her.
But she's in the middle of divorce proceedings? She can't go away, can she?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Why can't you look after her?
Well, Charlie did ask me to, but I just don't have the time nor the patience to deal with the kid. I like being able to do what I want to do, especially now that I don't have to deal with you or your sister anymore. It's nice to be free from the responsibility of children.
So then, why are you asking me to do this? You know that I don't want children at all. I mean, I love Daisy with all of my heart, but I'm not mother material. I don't know how to look after a kid.
Well, you better learn how to look after one and quickly, because I'll be dropping her off later this evening.
What?
Anyway, you better get back to work. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Wait. Charlie? What is going on? Why aren't you looking after your daughter yourself? Why is Mom giving her to me instead?
Oh, Alice. Yeah. I just don't have the time to look after her at the minute.
You're fighting to be her mother full time, and you can't be bothered to look after her because you're, what, too tired? Fed up? Bored?
Look, looking after a child isn't easy. They constantly demand attention. They always need food and entertainment and just general care. It just, so annoying. I just need a little time away for myself.
I'm pretty sure that you can't leave to go on vacation when you're in the middle of a divorce, especially when it's going through the courts. You kind of need to show up and fight your case. Even more so when you're trying to gain custody of your child. You need to show the judge that you're responsible and that you are actually capable of looking after a kid. Which, surprise, surprise, means not ditching her and going on vacation.
Relax. Family courts like these ones generally always side with the mom in these things. I mean, it's only natural that a kid should stay with its mother. The dad almost never has a chance of getting custody. So I have nothing to worry about.
Charlie, this is serious. You can't just ditch Daisy with me and leave. Now, it's 6:30, so George will be getting to your home any minute now.
What? Why?
Because I told him to go to yours, and to pick Daisy up from Mom's house on the way. He is going to collect some clothes for her and look after her whilst you're away.
What? No! I don't want that to happen. There was a reason why I wanted you to take her and not him.
Well, tough. He is her father, and he deserves to look after his kid if he needs to. Now, he's just texted me. Your husband and daughter have arrived. Open the door. Quickly.
I'm not inside.
Huh? What do you mean you're not inside?
I've already left for my holiday. There's no one in that house at the minute.
When will you be back?
Oh, I'm not sure. I've not been able to make up my mind, so I made the plane ticket one way. Depends how I'm feeling and stuff. I've been very stressed.
So, you just left? Just like that?
Well, yeah. It was easier instead of trying to include a kid to come on the trip with me. Cheaper, too. But now you've just gone and ruined everything by giving Daisy to her dad. I mean, honestly, what were you thinking? I've been trying to keep her away from him for a reason. I didn't want there to be any communication between them. If I'm going to be the one looking after Daisy, then she needs to get used to the fact that her dad will no longer be around. At all. It's either me or him.
How unfair is that on your daughter? She deserves to be able to spend time with both of her parents, regardless of if they are together or not. It should be up to Daisy alone whether she wants to see her dad. You can't decide that for her, especially considering that George has done nothing wrong and would never hurt his daughter, unlike you.
How on earth have I hurt my daughter?
Do you think it's easy for her to have to deal with divorcing parents? It's one of the hardest moments in her life, along with being caught in the middle of a custody battle. If you think that you could have dealt with something like this at the age of 9, then you are incredibly wrong.
She's young. She'll get over it.
Oh my God, Charlie, how can you be so cold and uncaring towards your own daughter?
Look, say what you want, but I'm not at home, so neither George nor Daisy can go into my home. Otherwise, I'll call the police and have him arrested. And that won't look good for him in court now, would it?
You are so cold-hearted. I think George has actually come out on top in all of this craziness.
Why is that?
Because he doesn't have to stay married to you anymore.
Ugh, whatever. Just stay out of my house.
Fine, I will. But you'll regret not being a better mom.
Oh, I'm so scared. Look, nothing you say or do is going to make any difference. The courts will still give me full custody because I'm Daisy's mother. Besides, no one wants to listen to you anyway. You're just a boring dud who people would actually rather never have to spend time with. I know me and Mom don't like spending time with you and your self-righteous attitude.
I see. Well then, sorry to have bored you both all of these years. I'll take myself away so that you don't have to deal with me any longer.
Great. Well, you can stop bothering me on my holiday now. I've got stuff I want to do, and it doesn't include talking to you.
Fine. Goodbye, Charlie. Try to make it back for the court hearing over Daisy's custody, will you?
Uh-huh. Whatever. What the hell, Alice? Why did you just do that?
Oh, hello, Charlie. Why did I just do what?
You just torpedoed any chance of me ever getting to see my daughter again. I mean, how could you do that to me?
I didn't do anything.
You told the judge that I went away on vacation without even arranging proper childcare for my daughter. And then you went on and told him that I refused to let her go into the house to get her clothes or her toys or anything.
Well, didn't you do exactly that?
Well, the judge didn't need to know that, did he? All you had to do was keep your mouth shut and let things go as they should have. I would have ended up with Daisy in my care, and that would have been the end of it. Plus, what was with you showing the judge all those pictures of me going out and partying with my friends and drinking and stuff? That's just what people do. They have fun and unwind with their friends. It's not a crime.
No, it's not a crime. However, when you go out and party with your friends and don't arrange childcare, and your daughter ends up calling her dad to come and get her then, yeah, it is a crime.
She's 12 years old. She can look after herself.
It doesn't matter. Leaving her alone is still a crime. She might be old enough to understand how to make a sandwich and not burn the house down, but she is still a kid, and she shouldn't be left alone in a house where anything can happen. What would you have done if a burglar decided to break in and Daisy was left there all alone? Not to mention that knowing you would end up taking home strange men and spending the night with them, whilst Daisy was in the same house.
So, what's so bad about me having a little bit of fun? Especially now that I'm single.
Charlie, you have no clue who these men are or what they might do, especially with a kid in the house. It's not right.
Well, so what? Now I can't see her unless she wants to see me or unless I visit her with supervision. I'm not a child. I should be able to visit my daughter and have her stay with me without having to explain myself to anyone. But thanks to you, that's never going to happen now.
No, it's not going to happen. Not until you finally grow up and start taking responsibility for your life and actually thinking about how your actions have consequences. Daisy deserves to feel safe and loved, and that is something that her dad makes sure of.
Do you fancy George or something?
What?
Well, it seems to me that you can't stop singing his praises and thinking that he's the best man in the entire world. Only someone who is, in love with someone would honestly try sucking up to them that much. I mean, I always knew you had a thing for my husband. But to try and make a move on him when I've only just divorced him is ridiculous. Some sister you are.
Okay, first of all, I don't have a thing for George. I think of him like a brother. However, I know he is a much better parent than you will ever be, and Daisy deserves a parent who will be there for her through everything, who will put her needs and wants first, because that's what you need to do when you have a child. They become the number one priority, something that you clearly haven't learned. And secondly, I don't care if you like me as a sister or not. I've learned my lesson with you, and I know that unless I do whatever you want and exactly what you say, then you won't like me anyway. So, I'd rather put all of my energy into making sure that Daisy is able to grow up safe and loved instead.
Well, that's just not fair. I'm your sister. You should put me first.
No.
No?
I know that you're not used to hearing that word, but yeah, I mean no. You're old enough to sort yourself out. I mean, honestly, I'm younger than you and I have my life together more than you do. You need to get yourself together, especially if you ever want to have a relationship with your daughter. She deserves a mother who actually wants to spend time with her and not just use her to get maintenance payments from her dad.
How did you...
It wasn't hard to guess what you were doing. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm taking Daisy and George out to celebrate. They're both finally able to relax and not have to worry about whatever crazy thing you're going to do next. Oh, and you don't have to worry about me trying to talk to you, or Mom, for that matter, anymore. I'm not going to bother. After all, no one wants to listen to what I have to say, do they?
Why, you...
See ya. After the custody hearing, I stopped talking to my mom and my sister altogether. They tried to blame me for the fact that I helped George gain full custody of his daughter. However, I would do it again if it meant that that little girl was loved and got to grow up in a safe environment. I see Daisy on a weekly basis and help George out when I can, as being a single dad is hard. Plus, I am her godmother. As for my sister, she eventually stopped trying to contact me, and she ended up moving states with a new guy she met in a club. Last I heard, though, the man ended up leaving her, meaning that she was stuck in a new state and is having to work at a diner in order to make enough money to move back. I'd feel sorry for her, but if she wants to act like a teenager, then that's up to her. I am very happy in my life, and I love spending time with my niece. I just hope that I'm able to be there for her through thick and thin.